some part of you is launching into the unknown, and you are going to be joining. I'm seeing now, wow, I'm seeing a road with a lot of people who are just coming from the sidelines and starting to walk forward on it with you. Hello, Waylighters. I'm Renee, and I have been feeling this sense of something pending lately. And the phrase kiss your babies has gone through my mind many times over the past couple of days. And what I take from that is that we are going to be going on a new journey. It is a clear closure of one chapter and the opening up of another. When we look back on this time, there's going to be something that is just, as I said, like a line in the sand. So kiss your babies basically means, give love to those that are who are meaningful to you, who may not be able to go with you on this journey. Doesn't mean that you are leaving them per se, but it does mean that there is some part of you that is. Some part of you is launching into the unknown, and you are going to be joining. I'm seeing now, wow, I'm seeing a road with a lot of people who are just coming from the sidelines and starting to walk forward on it with you. So you will not be alone on this journey, but you will be walking with or traveling with people that you haven't been traveling with to this point. So those people who are, I will say left behind, just because I don't know how else to express it, but those people who are not on this particular journey with you can still support you. I'm actually not seeing them go away, and I'm not seeing a painful goodbye. And I have seen those things in the past for other times when there's been kind of this demarcation of what came before and what comes after this moment. I'm actually seeing that they can support you in terms of holding. If you've ever done that kind of exercise where a lot of different people hold you together and they're holding you practically on their fingertips, that's the image that I'm getting. And so they will hold that part of you. There is this other part, maybe the spiritual part of you, that is going to be moving forward into this new. It's a big venture. That's all I can say is that this road is not just stretching far forward on a fairly flat, even ground, but the vista itself is really, really large and expansive. And I see some, excuse me, some pockets of cities around or towns, but it's largely into kind of what you could call, you know, there's not much civilization, so to speak, there. It's going to be, for those of you who don't like camping, you may have a harder time with this. I don't know, but we're all going to be helping each other. So this message came through with such a strength that I felt like I needed to jump on and talk about it. So let's ask Spirit for some clarification through some Oracle and possibly tarot cards, um, and just see what comes through. And my voice is catching, and I don't think that's only because the air quality where I am is not great because it's been very hot. I think that it is this clearing out. There's this clearing out of the heart space, and it's happening very quickly. I would say that people who have been separated, I'm seeing people on one side of the road versus another side of the road, are suddenly just saying, we have to travel, and this is my road, and apparently this is your road too, so we're going to be traveling together again. So people who have been separated, maybe finding that they have something in common again, that their purpose is bringing them back together. And I will say that this is not a lush, we're not going through a forest, we're not going through a garden, it's not a lush landscape. It's actually somewhat barren. Take a breath. It's actually a bit barren. I'm seeing more of a, it reminds me of when I used to live out west and would visit New Mexico. It's red, there are little green tufts here and there. Less like cacti, more like maybe I don't know what to call them. They're like groups of kind of rounded shrubs, if you will, small shrubs that grow close to the ground. In any case, none of us are in distress. And so again, this is not something that I think is going to happen externally in a very negative way to start this, but it's as though you just got up one day and did what I am doing here and said, there's this new thing I have to do. I have to go. And thank you for holding me, folks that I love. Thank you for holding me while I do this. So maybe it's a creative endeavor. Maybe it's something that just calls to your heart. Whatever it is, it's almost as though I'm seeing now, like there's a tugging, I'm seeing a light come out of your heart, and it's not just you sending it out. It's actually something pulling your heart, like I guess that phrase of pulling your heartstrings, except this is like a big rope. It's a rope of light. I don't know, guys. I'm just watching this unfold and describing it as I'm seeing it. And we all have this, and I have no idea what this means, but I'm seeing seashells. Seashells come out like whelks come out of heart. That reminds me of it's the one of the wise spell tarot decks where the King of Cups is blowing a conch shell. Shells are about communication of the heart because shells indicate water. At least to me, they often indicate water. So as your reader, I'm going to pick that, but they're coming up on shore. So these are treasures that are rolling to us um, as we need them for our journey. So I'm being told to pick the top and the bottom card here. I'm going to start with the top and we'll see what comes up. Success. Okay. So yes, so what I'm talking about is the case, and this is a road meant to be a road of success. This is not something that you need to be afraid of, other than the normal exhilaration that comes along with something new. Um, I'm just listening. I'm seeing a painter's palette. Some of you maybe artists who are painters. Doing mosaics, or I'm seeing also graffiti on the side of a huge wall, a garden wall. Well, that's interesting. I wouldn't think you'd do graffiti on a garden wall, but this is like a mural. That's the word. It's where you see someone do a mural on the side of a building. So this is not just random graffiti. This is like it's art. Well, graffiti is art too, but it is a visual art. Forgive me if I'm using the wrong terms. I don't mean to offend anyone, but what I'm seeing is a picture art. How's that? Because graffiti can be visual too. A picture art. So a mural on the side of the building. They're telling me, move on. I'm getting stuck. Okay. I'm seeing some wildflowers. Feverfew. I'm seeing feverfew uh, along this garden wall. So whatever feverfew means, I actually don't know in this moment. I think it's probably to break a fever. And chickweed. I'm seeing chickweed, which I know is full of nutrients. So it seems as though we are learning to value the things that we have around us, the things that are given to us naturally, and to interact with nature more on this journey that we're undertaking. Okay, so let's keep going. So we have success. Another one from nope, they're telling me underneath first. Okay, so underneath harvest. So I don't know. I don't know if this means in the fall. It could mean in the fall, although I will point out that we are in the first harvest of summer here in the northern hemisphere. So we have success, harvest. I'm told not to take that card, so we'll cut again. Yes, energy. Okay, so yes, the thing that I just said. Okay, the thing that I just said, which is that we are going to be relying upon nature more. And in the same way that I just saw chickweed and feverfew, we are going to be learning to rely upon the things that are provided to us, the nutrients that is provided to us. Um, I'm hearing for proactive medicinal needs. I guess that means like nourishment or things that we are deficient in. Yes, things that we are deficient in will be provided to us. So if you've had a condition for a while and you just can't get a handle on it, please let me just be very clear. I am not saying to quit doing whatever you're doing medically. You should always be seeing a doctor. And it might be worth talking with your doctor about, are there any nutrients that your doctor can suggest, or working with a naturopath alongside and integrated with your doctor. I'm actually hearing integrated medicine. So on this path, wow, this is really strong. There are going to be new understandings in integrated medicine. So this is a long road because this is a new chapter. Now, integrated medicine is not new, so I just want to acknowledge that. Nor is Western medicine or naturopathy or homeopathy. All of those they're not new. What is new is a level of cooperation. I'm seeing actually those two people on both sides of the road again, and they are joining hands. So I don't know how this is going to come about because there are very strong lobbying parties who tend to want to keep these apart or to gatekeep them. However, that's not what I'm seeing. What I'm seeing, and a card just fell out. Oh my God, friendship. That's what I'm seeing is a friendship. Thank you, Spirit, for coming through so very clearly to confirm this download that is coming through. So, and here's the confidence card. So we have be confident that these two are going to begin to work together in ways that they have not to date. To date, I'm seeing two people speaking, and like those kinds of you know how when you have like a drawing of a vibe, like the concentric half circles or something coming out of someone's mouth or a funnel. So these people are speaking and they've been, whoa, gosh, guys, I'm sorry, I'm getting this like in, it's like a movie running. They are speaking separately and there's just an image of them, and then all of a sudden they move together and they're the vibes coming out of their mouths were one vibe. So we can be confident that this friendship is going to happen. Wow. And with that, as often happens when I channel like this, it's done. So that was the message. It is complete. So this was part one of a two-part series where Source is sharing with us about a new journey that we are going on. Many of us on the spiritual path are going to be drawn from where we have been learning in various communities and be pulled onto a collective path where we are helping the collective to progress. And one conversation that's going to arise out of this new collection of individuals is around healing. In part two, Source is going to share more specifics around what that could look like. So if you like this kind of content, these channeled readings, please let me know. I regularly get messages from Source and I would love to share them if they're of interest to you. So please leave me a comment and don't forget to like and subscribe so that others can find the channel as well. Also, let me know, how is it that you get messages from Spirit? Because we all do and we can learn from each other. All right, Waylighters, I will see you in part two of this video.